Well, you look at that. We're all the way up to 10 degrees at 8:05. Good morning. My name is Kate Brannon. I have a special guest with me on the phone, an author, Gray Basnight, who has written Madness of the Q, a sequel to his work Flight of the Fox. Welcome, Gray. I'm glad to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Kate. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, good. I love thrillers. And as I was reading the information that was sent to us about your book, it's been compared, your writing has been compared to the writing of Dan Brown, Robert Ludlum, Ian Fleming. Oh, my goodness. You got some hot stuff going on here, sir.
Well, it's been compared to that and a few others as a run for your life thriller, which is even the more micro genre beyond thriller. It's one of those, and if people enjoy that sort of thing, the prequel, Flight of the Fox, is a domestic run for your life from Bethel, New York, in little old Sullivan County, all the way down to Key West. And this one opens up in New York City and then goes to Israel, Italy, and finally the big climactic scene in Berlin. So it's more of an international and European run for your life.
That's neat. Now, we were talking about what the Q stands for, and we were talking about how to pronounce it before, but tell us what it is. Let's go into more detail about the madness of the what? What is the Q, and how is there madness?
Well, first of all, let's point out that it has nothing to do with another form of madness called QAnon. In fact, I conceived of this book before I think that was ever even heard of, or at least ever heard of by me. It's a German word, Quelle, and I think it's maybe pronounced Quella, and it means source. In English, it means source.
Okay.
So in this novel, by the way, the source document is what it's about. Biblical scholars, both faith-based and secular-based, tend to agree that there is a missing source document for two of the books in the New Testament, Matthew and Luke.
Okay.
So in this fictional account, the Q document, or the Q as it's called, is actually located, buried below the ruins of an ancient church in northern Israel. Now, from there, the madness begins because there are rumors and reports and legend and fears and biases that maybe it says something people don't want it to say, or there are other groups for whom it does say something they want it to say. And that's where the madness ensues and a lot of unpleasant stuff.
And the hero...
And the hero is a gentleman named Sam Teagarden, a classic sort of pedigree name. He happens to be a mathematics professor in New York City. He has a vacation home in Sullivan County, New York.
Of course.
And he's an encryptologist and a mathematician, and he knows about how to decode and encode. And as it turns out, the Q document is coded. So the FBI calls him in to solicit some help. And the next thing you know, he's on his own because all of these crazy groups, on the one hand, they want it to say what they think it says. On the other hand, they don't want it to be released. And so he has to run for his life.
Wow. Now, if this were to be made into a movie, who do you picture as playing Sam Teagarden?
We've had a lot of discussion about that. You know, there's a gentleman who actually lives right up the street from me. His name is Mark Ruffalo. Mark, if you're listening, give me a call, Mark, will you please?
Or you could call me too, Mark. It wouldn't be about the book or anything, but you could call me. Wow.
He might want to chat with you.
I could picture him being, an everyday, studious, thoughtful guy who all of a sudden has to react as his world goes crazy. Wow. Okay,
and
he's got my vote.
He's professorial looking, Sam Teagarden is a professor, but he's also kind of a tough guy, even though this is one very important point about this character. He's not Jason Bourne. He's not Jack Reacher. He doesn't have a black belt in karate. He doesn't know anything about firearms, but he is one smart fellow. So, and of course, he has a determination to live. And it's through his intelligence and his determination to survive that he prevails, unlike Jason Bourne characters, because aren't we all getting kind of tired of men who can beat up 88 fellows and then go have a salad for lunch or something?
Well, it depends how often he takes off his shirt in the movie. I'm sorry, I'm shallow. But now he was also the hero of Flight of the Fox. So you
Yes, he
know
was.
Sam Teagarden pretty well at this point.
I do. I feel like he's a fine gentleman, and he's a fellow who's very human. And he, even when he gets stressed, you know what he does? He goes off by himself and he has a good cry. And that's
Oh.
what I do. That's what I do when I get really stressed. And
When I get
that's what most
stressed,
people do.
it's going to sound like I'm just kissing up to you, but when I get stressed, if I have time, I go into Sullivan County and just hang out in the beautiful woods or something for a while. It works. So I'm
Well,
glad to hear that he knows Sullivan County so well also.
you'd like the prequel, Flight of the Fox, because he starts his run for his life through the woods of Sullivan County. But you have to be careful. There are coyotes here, Kate.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay. I can handle it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I have coyotes singing to me at home frequently at night, and that's okay. So, Gray, you have a website, which is
Yes, ma'am.
your name. Gray, not Gary. I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name earlier because it was a typo, my fault. Gray,
No worries.
Basnight, BASNIGHT.com. That's easy.
Yes, ma'am.
And it lists all of
ma'am.
your books. And
It's the books.
and if someone wanted to contact you, perhaps to do some publicity, a book signing, or anything like that, is your website the best way to do that? Or did you want to tell us about a phone number or an email? The time is yours.
Do indeed go to the website, check out the books, and if you're so inclined, order the books. They're all available, including this latest one, through all of the traditional Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble. They're also downloadable as an ebook. But also you can email me through graybassnight.com. Let me know what you think. Question me. We'll have a good chat. But because of COVID, you know, we've cut back on in-person experiences and encounters, so there are always virtual appearances. And there are lots of book clubs in the area, and I really like chatting with book clubs. Not entirely just because it means they bought the book and read it, but because they're interested and they're a lot of fun to chat with, and I enjoy meeting my readers.
That's a good
So go
thing.
through. It is. It's a lot of fun. So go through graybassnight.com. Email me if you have a book club and you'd like to check out Madness of the Q for your group.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm looking forward to learning more about your work, and you would tell us if something happened that it were to be made into a movie. You would tell us, like, maybe, okay, it doesn't have to be first, second maybe? You'd let us know?
I'd call you right away,
Oh,
Kate.
see, I knew.
You wouldn't. You're going to get a role in the film. How about that?
Oh, tell you what, I'll voice somewhere.
Okay.
Just
It's
the
a
voice
deal.
would be enough. Okay. Oh, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. GrayBasnight.com. GrayBasnight.com. I look forward to checking out your work, starting with Flight of the Fox, and now your newest novel, Madness of the Q, starring Professor Sam Teagarden. That's wonderful.
Indeed. Thank you, Kate Brannon, and thank you, Wall Radio.